Hi everyone, welcome. I'm very glad to be here with you today, sharing some concepts and ideas that can help you navigate through life in a more fulfilling way. Today I would like to bring the idea of shifting from soul starving to soulfulness, which is basically shifting from lack to abundance. What is soul starving? I believe that when we are operating through soul starving, we are lonely, we are focusing on the past, we are creating separation rather than union, and we are distant from what's possible. We cannot even see what's possible. We cannot even allow the creative energy to flow and move through us because we are stuck. And we have no energy, we have no hope, and we are in the mode of give me, give me, give me. I don't have it. I need it. What can you give me? What can you give me? We are focusing on what others did not give to us. We are focusing on what went wrong, what's missing within us, what's wrong with us. When we shift from soul starving to soulfulness, we recognize that we are whole and complete. We have a clear understanding about our true self. We have a clear understanding about our eternal divine nature. When we are operating through soulfulness, our life is not the ultimate truth, but rather life is how we develop this ability to come in contact with the divine, with our higher purpose. So we are experiencing life in a playful way. We are experiencing life with a sense of openness. We are surrendering to life. We surrender to life, and we live life as a playful child. We live life as a dancer. We are dancing with existence. When we are operating through soul starving, we are rigid. We have rigid ideas about how we should respond and how we should live our lives, how we should schedule our time, how we should talk to people. We live automatized lives. And this automatized life doesn't open space, doesn't give us space to explore new things or discover new things, because we are operating through the ego. The ego thinks that it knows everything, it knows the truth. But in reality, if we are operating through the ego, we are holding on to this arrogant self. We are holding on to this controlling self. When we are allowing the divine to flow through us, when we are in alignment with our soul, or when we are in connection with the truth, we experience ourselves as abundant, graceful, open. You might ask, but how can I shift from lack to abundance? Am I going to just repeat mantras and affirmations and that's it? I will pretend that I am happy and fulfilled. Well, there are different layers. When we are doing healing work, we are working with different layers. We are working with the mental state, our mental state. We are working with our emotional state and our spiritual state. When we are working with the mental state, we are, opening ourselves up to discover what programming we are carrying from childhood or even past lives that are not beneficial to us, that are not serving our growth. And this mental programming, they operating on a subconscious level. We are not aware of them most of the time. When we discover the beliefs that are holding us back, we definitely can reprogram them through repetition. That's one level. Then we have the emotional level. The emotional level is when we are willing to release trapped emotions in the body and release them completely, because what happens is that when we have a traumatic experience, and again, a traumatic experience is any experience that caused discomfort and change how you perceive yourself and others. And a traumatic experience is an experience that caused friction. It caused your body to have a reaction. So what causes a trauma to get stuck in the body is because we did not process that emotion enough to release it. So trauma gets stuck in the body because we, most of the time, when we have a traumatic experience, we have an emotional reaction, and sometimes this emotional reaction is not acceptable, or this emotional reaction is not something that we want to experience, so we suppress it. When we are doing dream work, when we work with the wisdom of our dreams, we are working with this hidden emotions in the unconscious that are telling us sometimes about all the things that we did not fully processed or healed. So that's the emotional level of healing. And then we have the spiritual level, when we connect with our deepest purpose, when we connect with karma, when we connect with things that we are carrying throughout our lives, throughout many lives. Okay? The spiritual level is when we connect with God, wisdom, universal wisdom, unconditional love, inspiration, honesty, truth, peace. That's the spiritual level. When we are in the Word, but we are not off the Word. We are in the Word, but we are here to serve. We are here to share. So the spiritual level is when we, connect with the deepest purpose of our existence. One practice that I believe can help us shift from lack to abundance is through the power of intentional offering. You can see, offerings in different spiritual traditions, right? Offering is an act of devotion. Offering is an act of harmonizing ourselves with the universe, of creating intention. When you make an offering, you are shifting from lack, because you are moving that energy of I don't have it, give me, and you are putting a different energy out. You are giving. When we are giving with intention, we shift that. So I invite you to think, what offering can you give in the following days? Recently, I brought this to some friends and clients, and also I've been experiencing that in my life as well. Sometimes when you want to release an old energy, a stagnant energy, you can intentionally make an offering to clear and purify that energy. You can do that through creative practice. You can do a painting, a collage. You can do that through cooking and offer food to your friends or family with intention. You can do a prayer for 21 days. You can do an herbal bath and do that bath with intention, and do that cooking with intention, and cook that food with love. When we are creating offerings, life becomes an offering. When life becomes an offering, everything we do is a gift to ourselves and to others. What about leaving some food inside your car, and when you have the opportunity, if there is a person asking for food, you just give it? What about doing some rearrangement inside your house and inviting friends or a family member to join you and put that intention. You can write a letter, you can send a letter, you can send a gift. When you give anything to anyone, you are giving that to the whole universe, because we are all interconnected. Whatever you are offering to everyone. Sometimes an offering is just a word. Sometimes it's just your presence, right? But what I'm inviting now is for us to get that clarity about when we are making an offering. Sometimes the offering is just to yourself because you are exhausted. You need that 3-day connection with nature. You need to be in prayer, in meditation, to gain clarity. If you give that to yourself, you are giving to the whole universe, because you cannot be of service if you are not in integrity. You cannot be of service if you are lying to yourself, if you are not giving to yourself what you need, if you are not in alignment with your true needs, right? Soul starving comes from that lack of self-awareness. We don't know what we need to be happy and to have peace of mind. We are in struggle mode, and we don't know where to go, what to do to shift the energy, to shift our inner state. That's why I love working with hypnotic state of trance. I love working with altered state of consciousness, with altered states of mind, because when we relax the conscious mind, analytical mind, the mind that is constantly overanalyzing, we can access our soul, we can access the subconscious. The subconscious is so rich, it's so wise. The subconscious is the feeling mind. The subconscious guides our autonomic nervous system. Our emotions drive our behaviors. How we feel will influence how we act. When we are willing to give to ourselves what we need, when we are willing to respect ourselves, we shift from soul starving to soul fullness. It's a process of listening to ourselves more. The power of intentional offering can also be, we can also use the power of intentional offering when we want to make peace with the past, something that is causing you guilt and shame. When you make an offering, you are working with the soul, you are working with your subconscious mind and the mental as well. Because you are planning, you are creating the intention, but you are also working with the elements and the images. You are moving that energy in a different way. If you want to when we are, working with the energy of offering, and for example, you want to make peace with a person and you want to make an offering, you can make an offering to the person, but you can make an offering to any other person. And you can create a project where people will be feeling great and happy, and behind that project, the soul of that project, the spirit of that project is to release, is to purify that energy. So when an offering was received by the universe, when you notice the shifts, when your energy is flowing, when you are having creative ideas, and when you are open, when you are connecting with your friends and family, and there is some dynamic playing that is fulfilling to you, that is healthy, that is not self-destructive. When we feel that we are, operating through soul starving, we definitely need to be very understanding and loving in these moments, and give time to ourselves to heal. And while you were doing that, you slowly you will slowly start to bring this idea of creating offerings to release stagnant energy. And I like it to leave it open. So this idea of making offerings is something that it's something that is intimate. It's something that is almost not private, but it is something that is personal to you. It comes from your heart. You don't need to tell everyone that's an offering, or you can tell that there's nothing wrong, but I believe that sometimes you just want to do it, and you want to have that space for yourself, and sometimes you want to share, and that's totally fine. I invite you to take some time to journal, take some time to reflect about if you are operating through lack and focusing on what's missing, what went wrong, and how you can shift that through small acts of service or acts of self-love and self-care. Small, big, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is actually the willingness to move, to shift, the willingness to live in connection with infinite abundance. Recently, I went to a temple with some friends that I just met, and we did like a carpool. So I got a ride to go to this temple 1 hour away from Ithaca, and one person in the car had a tea. The tea was smelling amazing. It was just an herbal tea, and then at the beginning, this person offered it. I just didn't feel like saying, okay, I wanna. I felt that I was not, I don't know, I just felt a little uncomfortable. I didn't have anything to offer. Another person was driving. I felt that was a great offering, and that person offered me the tea, and I felt uncomfortable to accept. So on the way back, after we had a very beautiful ceremony, a chanting practice, we were definitely in a different state, for sure in a more abundant state, after connecting with like-minded people, spiritual seekers. That definitely changes your inner state. And then on the way back, this person offered a tea again. And then I accepted. And it was delicious, and it felt good to have that warm herbal tea late at night after a chanting practice, going back home. And then I invite you to reflect if you are open to receive the offerings that other people are giving to you, or if you are into no mode, fear mode, overprotecting yourself, overanalyzing, judging, separating yourself. I invite you to just reflect if you are vibrating in this soulfulness, if you are allowing yourself to receive as well. It was lovely to exchange and share these ideas with you. I invite you to visit my website, lucamy.com. I offer online sessions and in-person sessions in Ithaca, New York. I also have an online course called Embody Your Life's Purpose. If you are listening to this episode today, I have a coupon. You can get 20% discount by using the coupon SOUL26. Use the coupon SOUL26 and visit my page lucamy.com/programs and enroll in my online course called Embody Your Life's Purpose. This course covers a lot of mental and emotional blocks that prevent us from actually living our best self, from experiencing life in a more abundant way. And if you are interested in my hypnosis sessions and soul coaching, you can also learn more by visiting my website. You can book a phone consultation with me. I also invite you to follow my Instagram, lu.camy. I also teach self-hypnosis classes every week at Well Set. You can find more information by accessing my website again. You can go to About Me page, and there you can be redirected to Well Set. Have a wonderful week. And if you like this show, please subscribe and share with your friends.